the bat. There we go. There we go. There we go. That's number 3. Holy cow. Look at that right there. Check out that fatty. Hey fishing friends, I'm here at the worldwide headquarters of Casual Observations. I got my stuff packed up, ready to get out there and go fishing. I'm going to go fish the Trinity River, which is up north of where I'm at. And hopefully it's going to be a great day. It's going to be toasty out there. I'm hoping that the wind isn't going to be too bad. That's the only thing that I really worry about in these transition months like this from the seasons. You get a lot of wind. So I'm going to get out there, throw my usual stuff, and hopefully catch something. And we'll see what we get. And have a great time out there. Anyway, guys, thanks for hanging out with me. And I'll see you out there at the river. Bye-bye. Okay, guys. So pretty much there. Oh, yeah, I found the dead cat. So there it is. Oh, man, it's my little cushion to stop the wind. But pretty much what I did was I made a video on this before. Is I drilled a hole through there and I put one of these bases through it, and then from there I could do the little mounting, the housing for it. And let me take off the dead cat. Anyway, so there it is. So that's pretty much what I use. It's a Hero 5. It's good stuff. It works for me. Maybe someday I'll upgrade to a different one. But whenever I'm standing there, that's when you'll see me hold stuff up a little higher to get in front of the camera, or a little lower. Sometimes I'm too low and you can't see it. So it's kind of hit or miss. But it's good stuff. I really enjoy using it. And, you know, it's easy to get the footage off of it. But anyway, so I'm going to head on out there and do some fishing and hopefully have some good luck. Fall fishing is here. And we'll see how that goes. Alright guys, see you later. Welcome back, fishing friends, to another adventure. Alright guys, I'm at a new spot here. Well, I've been here before, but for my YouTube days, this will be new. This is the Trinity River. And I'm just going to be throwing my usual stuff. Coming down the trail here, I had a decent little hike. And I don't know what kind of snake it was, but it was a nice, big, fat, long one laying across the trail, so I had to wait for him to cross. I didn't have the camera ready. But anyway, so I've caught some crappie here before. I've seen some beavers swimming back and forth this channel. Back up in here is where a kayak drop is. And there's a lot of lay down in here from storms. But there's quite a few gar in here, crappie, striper, white bass, largemouth bass, all kinds of good stuff. So what I'm going to do is start off with the ultralight, the micro stuff, and I've got that little Berkeley twitch tail. I'm going to see what I can catch, pitch it around some of these little areas in here. It is kind of breezy. I did find the dead cat, the microphone cover, so hopefully that's gonna help. Oh man. And then I'm just gonna throw the tube back through here. This is one of the places I caught one of the biggest bass I ever caught was on a tube here. And that was before my YouTube days, 2017, maybe 2016, I think is when I caught that bass, a little bit further up the channel here. All right, so I'm gonna get hooked up and get started. Try the ultralight first, and then we'll switch over to the tubes. All right, guys, so I got the Berkeley twitch tail out there. The thing is, I was thinking about throwing it without the bobber, but we'll see. There's some big crappie in here. It's kind of interesting with this breezy wind. But down here in Texas, any of these transition months to the seasons, it's always windy. Keep hearing stuff jump over here. Right there. So I hope you guys are having a good fall fishing experience. It's kind of a cool time of year to get out and do some fishing. Here's a little twitch tail. I'll get it in the sun for you, just on the trout magnet. The thing is, guys, I have seen this where water has been all the way up here. There's a dam further down. There's like a little, you can kind of see the top of a little footbridge, and I fished under that footbridge many times, and it goes around and it gets to a spillway, Army Corps Engineers little spillway. And they'll release water depending on what the lake levels are above it. But it's a cool little place to fish. You can tell that fall is on its way, or it's here. The leaves are starting to drop, which is kind of weird because we're still up in the low 90s. Alright guys, you can see right there, there's a little water moccasin just checking me out. He's trying to get over here. I saw him swimming from way over there, and then he was coming this way. He's just kind of chilling there, floating. Here pretty soon they'll start hibernating. There he goes. It's pretty cool. Slinking around. So I pulled my line in and I was digging through the tackle box. And I was like, hey, look at that. Anyway, oops, I don't want this to tip over. Come on. Alright, he's long gone. So I've still been using the twitch tail. I thought I had one decent bite. But it turned out that it was a little snag. Oh, there we go. There we got something. There we go. Woohoo! It's a nice little bass. Just right out by that log there. Oops, I got a little dirt on him. He's not bad. Let's check him out in the sun. There we go. All right, let's get him back in. So we got one. I'm telling you guys, a twitch tail. It is it's just such good stuff. Yeah, it's not a traditional paddle tail, but man, it can get the job done. They don't care about that. They just see it. Realistic little minnow type lure in there and they go right after it. All right, let's get back in there. Oh my gosh, guys. I got a little dinky bass right in here, about a foot out. I took the bobber off and was just kind of casting by that log again, and he just came out and hit it. I didn't even have the camera going. There we go, I got him again. And he came off. Oh man, he's kind of little, so he's not really gagging this down to get that hook into him. It's kind of cool. Since I got him twice, I'm counting him. He's a little guy, like maybe 5 inches. Nope, he won't hit it a third time. Yeah, this is a really good kayak spot when the water's up, but you see tons of people doing it. But when it's low like this, I mean, you can't even get out of the kayak drop. It's about 100 yards back in there. From the parking lot, there's a little stairway that gets you down there, and you can drop the kayaks in. But it sure is a pain in the butt when you have all this congestion in there with logs and stuff. Well, that little bass, I don't think he's gonna hit again. Yeah, that wind is definitely picking up, but it sure is nice to have a nice breeze. I'm I'm trying to work it along that log there. See if we can get something. I get it in there, but then the wind kind of blows it out and away. There, we got something picked at it. Something's poking. That may be like a little sunfish. Uh-oh. Gosh, guys, I could feel him on there, and I just... maybe too big for him to choke down. Rats. It had the feel of like maybe a crappie. Just a real soft bite. Ooh, there's a big splash out there. The gar love coming in here, and they'll just come up like a submarine. I hadn't seen one really up in this little channel. In years past, it would just be packed up in here. But that was in the spring, summer, and they might have been spawning then. Yeah, I'm about ready to switch to the tube. I got a 4-inch tube, and oh, there we go. Oh, did you guys see that? He hammered it, but he just couldn't get it in. That was a little bass. It almost looked like a little striper, or a white bass, or a, yeah, white bass. Man, he just came up there and hammered that. It looked different than the one earlier that was poking around with it. Now that I let it sit there, he didn't want anything to do with it. There's a little turtle. There we go. Now hopefully the wind will drift it into that little spot there. So the main current flows south right through there. And then in here, this little runoff area, overflow, is real calm. I saw a guy down here about 20 feet throwing a jerkbait in there when the water was way up, and he caught a massive gar. His girlfriend was with him, and she was just screaming, "Ah, oh, you got him." Oh man. There we go. I got him to bite. Now gag it down, you silly thing. He came off again. Alright guys, I'm done piddling around with that, with those little ones. I guess technically it is microfishing, but this twitch tail's just too big for him. gosh. Oh my gosh. I tried again. I know I said I wasn't going to do it again, but oh man. He's just a little too small to really inhale it to where I can get the hook. I tried to just bank flip him. Alright guys, so I fished with the twitch tail quite a bit. Now I'm switching this little Leland Lures craw on the trout magnet. We're going to see what we can get with this. I have caught in here some yellow bass and white bass on that, just this dinky little trout magnet with this craw. On the end of the log over there, I got the twitch tail stuck. Then I got it off, and I thought, well, I'm going to try something a little different. I threw a little crappie magnet in there also. Didn't get any action on it. I like this craw because I can drag it on the bottom. Oh, there we go. Do we got a bite? Was that a bite? A stick? The mighty stickfish. Well, as I was saying, I like dragging this on the bottom because then it does mimic the craw, little crawfish. But I keep the float on there so I can get some castability, and of course, I love watching the bobber go down once there's a little bit of action. I think we got a fish on, boys. I got him. Finally got him on the craw. All right, I got to dig this one out, guys. All right, there he is. Let's get him where you can see him in the sun a little bit better. Yeah, he couldn't get that twitch tail in, but he was able to get the craw in. There's a couple of, there was a bigger one I know that I had hooked that almost looked like a crappie. But let's get this guy back in there. Boy, he was able to choke that thing down. It wouldn't hook too bad. I just couldn't get my fingers in there. So I got the good old needle nose. All right, guys, I'm going to throw the tube around for a little bit. We're going to see how that goes. I hadn't switched to the tube yet, guys. I've been having fun just throwing the craw. I forgot how much fun it is. Got a couple more bites, but I think they were just little dinkers like the other one. They just couldn't hang on. They were little slick nickels. What is that? Oh, it's a squirrel. Ooh, Mr. Squirrel needs to be careful because there are some big time birds of prey around here. 3 different kinds of hawks. All kinds of good stuff that could get him. One more cast with this, and then I'm going to switch to the tube. I'm just using my usual setup. This is a 5-foot ugly stick, 100 loose speed spin reel. And then I've got this SOS line. It's 6 pound. But you know what? It's starting to do that thing where it gets real sticky again. Oops, I need to readjust this. Where it's getting sticky. When I cast or when I try to reel in. I'm not sure what the deal is with that. That frustrated the heck out of me in Iowa this summer when I had that happen when I was trout fishing. So then I went to the trilenes, normally what I use, but I had this. I said, well, I'm going to give it another shot. We'll see what happens. Yeah, it's supposed to be a really toasty day today. On night crawlers out here, guys, I've caught some nice drum. I've caught some catfish. You can see here's a post where someone was catfishing. The cool thing about here is you can get blue catfish, and those are just really good eaters. And it's in that good range of size, you know, like at 3 to 5 pounds. I caught one time up by the spillway here. I don't go to the spillway much anymore because right across from it is like the water treatment plant, and it stinks to high hell over there, like a latrine. I mean, it is just terrible. But anyway, I used a chunk of a Jack-in-the-Box chicken sandwich, and I fired that sucker in there, and back into this little kind of cove area, and I caught that nice blue catfish. Oh, there's a nice breeze. All right, I think we're about ready for some tube action. Oh, I had something hit it right there. There it goes. There's another one of those little slick nickel bass, probably that same one. Man, I saw him just shoot out of here. I should have let him take it longer, like I did the other one. There may be a whole little school of them. I know I had one that was bigger than the one I caught and bigger than this one. I've caught a little striper in here, a little white bass. Crappie, I don't know where the heck the crappie are, for crying out loud. It's not like there are any really super deep holes here for them to hide in. It's just right in here where the water digs in when there's flowing pretty good. All right, let's switch over to the tube. All right, guys, this is a little 2.75 inch tube, and you know what? I've got too big of a hook in there. So I just hadn't had a chance to get in there to order the smaller size. But you know, if you're getting an instant strike or just a quick hit, I don't think that's going to matter much. So we're going with this bigger hook for now. I thought about sticking a little trout magnet in there, but there's no way that's going to work. So with the tube, you know, like I was saying, I like to bounce it along the bottom, drag it through, just change it up. Boy, as soon as that thing hit the water, all kinds of shad just made a run for it. May have thrown it right on top of a gar or something, I don't know. Guys, holy cow, that thing looks like it's about 3 feet long. It's got to be a gar or a massive carp. There are buffalo carp in here, maybe a catfish. There he goes. Now he's going that way. He turned around. Jeez Louise, that thing looks like it's got to weigh over 10 pounds, easy. Ooh, I had a hit right there. Dang it, nothing took. Something definitely popped it. Like I was saying before, a couple years ago, it was like, well, several years ago, 2016 maybe, I had a nice bass on a tube. There he is. He's over there. Let's see what happens. I don't think he moved or turned around. There's no way he didn't see or sense that tube. And this thing looks good in the water. There he is. is that thing? It's got to be a gar. Boy, I hooked that thing. I'm in for a heck of a fight. And I don't have a net with me. I'd have to drag him up here. I've had catfish hit the tube before, but that didn't look like a catfish. That looked definitely like a gar. Well, he's gone now. He was out for his little breakfast. I heard a big splash right here behind me. He's out for his breakfast cruise. Alright guys, I couldn't get that big gar, whatever it was, to chase. Now, for the most part, I don't want to catch a gar. They're just, oh, there he is right there. They're just hell to deal with. But, you know, you see a big fish like that, you're like, man, I gotta try to hook it. Nothing out in the main channel, guys, so I fired it back into here. See if anything's home. Oh, guys, I had him. Crying out loud. Oh. Dang it. Right in between those two logs over there, I had him. And the wind caught that one. Oh, what a disappointment. I let him take it for a good stretch there too. There we go. I short-armed it to get it back in there. Nope, he's not gonna bite again. For crying out loud. And I got this thing where it's just barely set weedless, so it'll definitely hook into something. Alright guys, so I switched to this little 3-inch gulp minnow. It does have a little split tail. I put it on the trout magnet. Ooh, we got a nice little hit right there. A little boil right there. Sorry while I adjust the old hack cam. So I've had some good luck with this up in Iowa, quite a bit with bass. Down here quite a bit. Same thing, it just kind of jig it along, let it do its thing. The thing is, with this wind, I'm not going to be able to get it in and around those logs real accurate. Where I caught that first biggie. Then I had on the tube, I got that other big one in there. I was like, what? I don't know how I didn't get him. It's crazy. I got something playing with it. Yeah. I think it was just a little panfish. Dang. Yeah, it was kind of acting weird there. Just little pecks, pecks, pecks. Fish on, maybe? I had a nice hit coming right through this channel. Ooh. Oh. Come on. How does it always hook just right on the hook? There's a gar cruising through right there. It's a young one. They've been popping on the water here a little bit. Alright guys, I'm about ready to wrap it up. Man, I've fished this thing pretty hard with all kinds of stuff, and I just... some luck, but not as much as I'd hoped. I was hoping to get some crappie, for crying out loud. One more along the log here. Ooh, perfect, and then we'll call it. Hey, if you're new to the channel, guys, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate everyone's support, and hope you guys are doing well. Especially with that fall fishing, man. It's right now. I've got friends still up and relatives up in Iowa that have been doing some fishing, and even some trout fishing. Still been pretty hot, some spots. All right, guys, so that's gonna wrap it up for me today. I love coming out here. It's just so cool. You can see all the leaves are all on top of the water back in there. It'd be so cool to kayak through there. I'm surprised people aren't doing it. At the south end of this, way down there off this highway called Highway 380, there's an access from that end, but it's been closed due to flooding and a big log jam, and I don't know if they're ever going to open that up again. You'll see some people... ooh, I got a bite right here. And false alarm. You'll see people park along the turn-in for it. It's gated now, so you can't get all the way in, and you'll see people park along the bridge and the side of the road, and I guess they get in that way. But the walking trail from here will take you all the way south to that point. And so a lot of people come out and bike and hike it and walk it. Now and through the winter and through spring is the best time. In the summer, when it gets way up around 100 and over 100, people just stay the heck out of that, unless they're really hardcore weekenders and they've got, you know, and they're used to doing that, and they got a lot of water with them, or those little hydration packs. I've been fishing down there under that bridge before when it's been 100 degrees, and I tried to stay in the shadow of the bridge, and I was popping these long-eared sunfish, pumpkin seeds, a bunch of hybrids, and I had a lot of fun doing it, but man, it was hot as heck. All right, I got something poking on it now. Little slick nickel, probably just investigating. Alright guys, hey, thanks for hanging around with me today. Until next time, I'll see you then. Hope all your fishing adventures are going really, really well. Hey, drop a comment below on what kind of stuff you're using for the fall. Live bait, plastics, you name it. And hopefully you're catching stuff. Alright guys, I made it back here to the worldwide headquarters. It was driving me nuts that on the 2.75 inch tube that I was using way too big of a hook and shank. So when I got back here, I had to dig into my extra stash, and I got this 1/8 ounce smaller shanked jig head, which I stuffed in there, and then I was able to get the hook to pop out. So this is going to work perfect for future fishing endeavors. Like if I head up to Oklahoma, where that lake is, it has the smallies. So I'm going to be testing it out there and a couple other places. But anyway, I just wanted to let you know that I came back, found what I was looking for, and was able to make the change. I got a big bin or tub that's got all my extra fishing stuff in there. So I had the right size jig heads in there for a little tube like this. Anyway guys, I'll catch you later, and hope you have a great weekend. Until next time, I'll see you then.